Hello and welcome to Push. My name is Matt. Today we're going to be talking about the brake mount on the Push 9.1 fork. In the previous video we talked about how to attach a caliper, how to set it up, but we wanted to just go into a little bit more detail on why we did it the way we did it and how it works. So being a suspension tuner, we've installed a lot of forks over the years, and one of the biggest bummers is having the wrong brake adapter when you're ready to go ride on a Friday afternoon. So to avoid that situation, we designed a brake mount that accommodates two rotor sizes without the use of an additional adapter. So let's take a look at what comes with your Push 9.1 fork. We have two brake bolts. You will use these for all rotor sizes. We also have two sets of spacers. One set is used for 180 and 200 or even size rotors. We have another set at +3 that are used for odd size rotors such as 183, 203. You can visually identify these spacers via the markings on them. The 180, 200 are smooth. The odd size 183, 203 rotors have a serration and a +3 marking. So let's take a second to look into more detail on how we're able to accommodate two rotor sizes. So first let's take a look at a 180 rotor setup. As you can see, we're using our smooth spacers between the brake mount and the caliper with the brake mounting bolts in the lower mounting holes. So now let's take a look at a 200mm setup. So now we have it set up for a 200mm rotor. As you can see, we're using the same spacers and the same mounting bolts, but we are now using the top mounting holes instead of the bottom mounting holes. One thing to note is our spacers key into the brake mounts. This is to add more rigidity and make sure that they stay square to the caliper. So if you had a 203 rotor, the only difference would be using the +3 serrated spacers in place of the smooth spacers. So one question we've been getting a lot of is, can you use a 220 or 223 rotor? And the answer is yes, you definitely can. So the only difference there is you'll have to use an additional adapter. We recommend a +40 post mount adapter. So let's see how this goes together. So now we have our +40 adapter installed into our lower holes with our smooth 180 spacers. So 180 +40, 220 rotor. Then if you had a 223 rotor, you'd use the +3 spacers with the serrated edge. So I hope that clears up our brake mount on how and why we use it. If you have any other questions, there's a setup card included in the packaging of the 9.1, and you can always reach out to customer service here at Push to help you further.